The Altra Mont Blanc was made for serious trail athletes. This new racing option features a light and responsive foam along with plenty of underfoot protection. The Mont Blanc has the speed to tackle trail racing and the versatility to handle a wide variety of terrain. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Dustin Hall, and I'm extremely excited to bring you the first impression and look at the new shoe from Altra, the Mont Blanc. Super excited to get this so soon. I figured it was going to be on back order, but this is the shoe that I was most excited for coming into 2020. So let's hope it doesn't let us down. What exactly is the Altra Mont Blanc? It's Altra's first step into combining some of the greatest aspects of what they do: a wider toe box, a zero drop, their new foam, into that had a stripped down weight designed for racing. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Mont Blanc. I just love that color. Let's look at the upper and what all we have going on here. First, Altra used an ultra lightweight, what a mouthful, what they call hyper breathable upper design with protection strategically placed for where you need it most. So if we look at this upper, in some parts it's just see-through. You can just completely see through it. It feels very thin. It does feel breathable for sure. Also, looking at the upper, big thing that stands out is that there's not much of a toe cap. If you are prone to kicking roots, rocks, debris, whatever, might be problematic to you. But if not, you may never notice it, or you may end up with some black toenails. The heel collar. This has been really stripped back. I wasn't excited to see that, especially because the SL PDX by Speedland has one that's very similar, and I got some rubbing on my Achilles from it. But I'll let you know in the testing if I feel it's that way. The tongue is semi-gusseted to help really hold that in place. The insole, and I'm going to mention this insole, because I did pull it out to look at it because it had a tag hanging out that I've been too lazy to cut off. But this material, just the way it's designed with these holes to help reduce weight, also makes me think that it's going to really help the shoe get rid of water when it's wet and dry out faster. Also on the upper, they use the standard toe box here. So this isn't their really wide Lone Peak fit. This is going to be a little bit more snug. In the first test, that upper is really stretchy and accommodating, and I still felt that there was plenty of room for what my podiatrist says is semi-wide feet. I don't have a super wide foot, but anything that's narrow or kind of slimmer, like in the Hoka line, just never work for me. Any pressure along my fifth metatarsal or on the first toe. Another thing from my first impression, I'm not sure how I like these laces, these round ones. They seem very stiff. Now that might just be because they're new, but I had some issues trying to pull them tight right out of the box. Let's move on over to that midsole. Oh yeah, that nice squishy midsole. The midsole is comprised of the brand new Ultra EgoMax. This hasn't been featured before in any of the Altra shoes, so this is the first time they're releasing it, and I have to say, so far I'm impressed. It's been described as luxurious and light, and I think it hits just that. On my initial run, the shoe did feel light. In my size, US size 9, it comes in at 9.6 ounces. That's less than a Speed Goat, so it's definitely lighter. There was good energy return, and I still felt nimble in it and fast. Who doesn't like to go fast? The outsole still uses the Vibram grip, but it's the Vibram Lite, which we're seeing more of this to help reduce weight with their new compound. But also you can see it's been very stripped back, where they say that the lugs are strategically placed, and also in that foot design that will help allow for a little bit more give and feel as you step on different things and still have the lugs in place. Even touching it after running in the, the snow and mud, it still feels very tacky, like you would expect. And I'd have no problem with this outsole on any terrain that I can think of so far. So let's talk about the fit. I went true to size, and I have no issues with that. It does feel a little bit more narrow than what I'm used to in an Ultra, as I predominantly run in the Olympus and the Lone Peaks that have that more wider shape. But because that upper material is more stretchy, I didn't feel any compression or rubbing, and it still gave me room for my toes to splay, so no issues whatsoever. Underfoot, with only 30 millimeters of stack height, it's not as soft as the Speed Goat, but in my opinion, it's definitely more than the Salomon Ultra Glide. It feels good, has a little bit of firmness to it, which I like, so that way I can feel the energy return when I compress on the run. Durability, just looking at the shoe, my predictions are I'm probably going to get about 400 miles out of this if I push it to the end of its life. So just kind of a standard durability there, nothing special, because I do think that this was made more of a racer for you than the everyday, every run type of shoe. But it certainly could do it if you love it that much, especially coming in that price point at $180. You want to make sure that you're getting everything that you can out of this. Right now, really my only drawbacks are I'm still not sold on that heel collar. Felt a little bit of slipping, but that may have been just I didn't have it laced right. I'm going to let you know in my follow-up video after 50 miles or so. Also, I would say don't be surprised if I've gutted these laces and put something else in. Those were really the only two big drawbacks that I could think of. The shoe overall is just about everything that I expected it to be. I'm still very excited about it to get the miles on it. I'm going to go ahead and say that it's going to be in my bag or on my feet for every race this year. I wouldn't be surprised if I do go ahead and buy the other version with the two boas as well to test those out, or another pair of these to have a backup. I would love to hear any of your questions about the shoe down in the comment. Let me know. Hit that like and subscribe while you're at it. And if you're not completely sold at the $180 point, but are looking for another great shoe this year that's going to take you through all of your races, check out this video right here, where I talk about the Ultra Lone Peak 6 and why it's a great shoe. Thank you, and keep lacing up and running.